Man Dog Wild is a YouTube channel that focuses on everything outdoors, always with the uploader and his dog, Yeti. In this particular video, the two were out camping again, and for the first 10 minutes, everything looked completely normal, just like always. But as night fell, Yeti started acting strange, and the uploader, he was getting more and more on edge.
What is it? Jesus. What's going on? So while Yeti's freaking out, I decided to cook dinner. I've got some chicken doner and some black olives. I was hoping they'd be pipless or seedless, whatever you want to call them, but they are not. Sad times. What's going on, Yeti? What is it? What's the problem? What's the matter, huh? What are you unhappy about?
The dog clearly senses something, or someone, nearby. The uploader doesn't know what it is. So, they head back into their tent. But even then, the feeling doesn't go away. If anything, it gets worse.
Sudden, she just sat up, looked at the other side of the shelter, started growling, and then moved over that way. And that's when I followed her. Quite frankly, Yeti, you're kind of freaking me out tonight. Okay? You're kind of freaking me out. Huh. What's going on? What's going on? You're all over the place, huh? Kind of gather that she's not too fond of this place, huh? You're not too fond. Constantly looking in that direction where we come in. Yes? Where are you? What are you doing? What are you barking at? What's you barking at, huh? Gee. Whoa. Yes. So we both heard something then. Now, the problem is, the fuck is that? Oh. Thought it was a snake. So we both heard something. She's freaking me out. You're freaking me out. Now I'm getting as paranoid as she is. Okay?
All through the night, they hear weird sounds, almost like footsteps, slowly moving around the tent. And it wasn't until the next morning that they made a terrifying discovery.
That's not my track. And that wasn't there yesterday. So this is my track. This is not my track. See the different treads. Look at this. See? That's not my tread. That's fresh.
Clear, fresh footprints, way too small to be his, are found all around the campsite. Who it was, we may never know. But if this video proves anything, it's that animals usually sense things long before we do. In 2021, YouTuber Phil uploaded a disturbing video to his channel Hike Slam. On his channel, Phil shares footage of him hiking various trails and woods, setting up camp for the night, and pretty much everything related to the outdoors. But in this particular video, the vibe was completely different. Phil was hiking a trail near his house in Virginia, and in the beginning, nothing looked out of the ordinary. But then, he found something that instantly made him feel uneasy.
So some Bud Light cans, plastic bat, some writing on some of this garbage. This one, hangman is coming down from the gallows. Song lyrics. Other weird things. Well, hopefully I don't get murdered out here. That would totally ruin my day. Well, let's keep going.
Phil found some trash laying at the side of the trail, covered in song lyrics and strange poems. He didn't make much of it at first, and decided to carry on with his hike. But that's when things got even stranger.
The weirdness continues. What the hell? And there's a dead duck here. A very long note.
Phil stumbled upon another pile of trash. But this time, it wasn't just lyrics. This one had conspiracy theories written all over it, about the government, federal agents, mixed in with what looked like the life story of the person who wrote it. And right next to it was a dead duck. It had clearly been placed there, almost like some kind of offering. Then, just a little further off trail, Phil spotted what looked like a small campsite with a tarp set up, only about 20 yards from the trash. Phil decided to turn around and head in a different direction, toward a shelter he was originally planning to spend the night in. But once he got there, this story took an even darker turn.
I'm gonna check out the shelter log here. I hang out by the fire. Almost every shelter on the Appalachian Trail has a shelter log where people write in their trail names and what's going on. They can write whatever they want in there. So it's kind of cool tradition here. So let's see what this one says. Little engine, back section. Hiking again finally. Great day on the AT. This was in August. Huh. Someone left some PBRs here, I guess. It's nice and little trail magic. Ah, some comics and writing and stuff. Alright, let's see what's happened recently. Holy crap. Wait a second. Hold on, I'm gonna adjust the camera here. This writing looks almost exactly like the writing that was on that garbage a couple of miles from here. Let's see if this makes any sense.
The handwriting in the shelter's camp log was exactly the same as what he'd found on the trash and notes earlier. And what made this even creepier is that the shelter was over 2 miles from where he had found the original items. That means whoever wrote that stuff had been lurking in those woods. And for a while, too. That alone was disturbing enough. But as Phil kept flipping through the logbook, things got darker.
In 2018, while I was incarcerated at the Okaloosa County Jail, what the heck? In solitary confinement, I figured the following out. Refer to Isaiah 28:15 through 9. This is the same ramblings from the guy that was on the other side of the river. That's kind of scary. Kind of weird. Those women down there said they were going to call the police on the guy. I know it's really hard to read in this light. Sorry about that. Let me move that there. Wow, this is weird. It's just like it goes in one direction, then immediately goes in a completely different direction. And there's just so much of it.
As if the writing wasn't already eerie, he found something else in the cabin. A strange plastic bottle, cut in half, with a message scratched into it. It read, "Watch out for Yeet Mouse. The dead do walk and talk." Freaked out by the entire situation, Phil tried to get some rest in his tent. But later that night, he heard someone near the shelter.
Okay, I'm out on the trail. It's the middle of the night. I was down in my tent, not asleep, kind of just like lying there staring at the tent walls, listening to all the sounds, and then I heard somebody down by the shelter. So at first I had to convince myself it wasn't what I thought I heard, but it definitely was somebody down there. So I didn't even wait to see or go down to see who it was, see if it was like a bunch of teenage girls or something. I don't know. I was just like, I am getting out of here. So I packed up all my stuff and I packed it up very quickly. I don't think I left anything behind. And I just walked past. As I walked past, I did look. It did look like a single guy hanging out in the shelter. He had a headlamp on. All I could really see was the light from the headlamp, so I could have been wrong. But man, it was...
Luckily for Phil, he made it back to his car safely. But you don't want to imagine what could have happened if Phil had stayed in his tent that night. In April of 2020, a YouTuber named Noah uploaded a video titled, "Scariest Night of My Life." At the start of the video, Noah explains that he hadn't planned to film anything. But what happened that night was so unsettling, he felt like he had to share it. He'd been camping alone in Sun River, Oregon, when something strange woke him up in the middle of the night. Although the footage is mostly dark, the audio tells a much more disturbing story.
I'm currently sleeping in the back of my truck right now. I don't even know what time it is. And there's someone walking around my truck right now. If you can hear that, it's pretty loud. He's been walking around for like 20 minutes already. My gun's in my cab though. I don't really know what to do. I'm a little freaked out right now, and it's like pitch black outside, probably like 2 in the morning, and he just keeps walking around, and he's like really close to my truck. I've never been this scared, and like this doesn't make any sense because I parked somewhere where you couldn't see, no one was on that road.
Noah quietly explains that someone is right outside his van. He hears slow, deliberate footsteps circling around it, and then suddenly, someone, or something, starts knocking on the door.
Wait, he's touching my truck. He's literally touching my truck. How am I supposed to get him away? He's literally knocking. He's literally knocking on my truck. The canopy, the back door's locked. I've never been this scared before ever. I don't think he knows that there's anyone in here. He's literally peeking through the door right now. I've never been this scared ever. So, the current time is 2:30 in the morning right now. He's still walking around my truck. I'm gonna try to see if I can flash my light to get him scared. So he runs away. There he is. Oh my god. Oh my god. Oh my god.
Clearly freaked out, Noah shows that it's already past 2 in the morning. That's not exactly the hour you expect anyone to be out wandering around in the pitch-black woods, especially without a flashlight. The footage then cuts to the next morning, and that's when things get even more disturbing.
So I'm back home. This is the day after. He was trying to peek in my truck quite a bit with all these marks. I didn't even notice until I got home. handprints there, a lot of scratches, stuff like that. Dragging his finger on my side of my truck. Well, looks like to be trying to get inside my truck. That's really all I could tell from when he was walking around. That's new. Don't know how that got there.
His handprints. All across the back window and the van's handles. Clear signs that someone had been trying to get inside. Noah made it out safely, just a little shaken. But this easily could have ended in a much darker way. On October 25th, YouTuber BK uploaded a piece of footage that quickly gained attention for all the wrong reasons. The uploader lives in southern Illinois, near some dense woods and forests. In his spare time, he sets up trail cameras to capture local wildlife near his property. But on this particular day, he couldn't believe what his camera had picked up. Unfortunately, I can't show the full clip here. It's a bit too graphic. But even from the part we can show, it's more than enough to send chills down your spine. A deer, still alive, is seen walking, with a massive wound across its back. The injury is so deep, you can actually see its spine and shoulders shifting as it moves. Theories started flying almost immediately. A predator attack, some kind of infection, maybe even something worse. But to this day, no one knows exactly what did that to the deer, or if it's still out there. What do you think happened? I'd love to hear your thoughts in the comments. And be careful out there. Your next video is right here.